Do you want to color some stuff in ZBrush because you don't know how? Because there's no helpful ZBrush core tutorials out there anywhere? I got you, fam. Don't worry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import one of my models that I've already got finished, and I just want to color it. Say I want an example of it. Let me import one of my heads. So in we go. We got this lovely guy. First off, I'm very closed-minded. I like to turn perspective off. I don't want perspective. I just think it works better that way. I'm also going to turn off the floor because I can do that and I'm cool. Now I'm going to go down to geometry. So when we look at this object, you can see that it's kind of like janky, right? This is because this is for 3D printing. And when we 3D print stuff, we decimate that mesh, honey. You Z plugin decimation master 20K that. 35K that maybe. Because it's faster for your printer to read and your slicing software to read. Less polygons equals less headache. But for the purpose of coloring, we want more polygons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click geometry. I'm going to divide this bad boy. So we've now divided him 4 times, and I'm going to delete lower subdivision levels. So now when you look at this, oh, look at that. That's a high density mesh right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dynamesh my object. I like to put my resolution at 250, 300. That looks fine. You can also, again, use this. It's nice and high poly for painting. So a couple things that you're going to need to use for painting is, one, you're going to want to pick your favorite material. I like to use just plain white skin shade, so I can just decide what color I want this doll for its example. So let's say I want to make it like a pale kind of color, right? So I go over here to my color, and I'm going to click Fill Object. My whole head is now this color. Just this object. If I made another object, it would be the regular white color. So now what I want to do is I'm going to turn on symmetry for a little bit, activate symmetry, and I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard to draw a mask. Okay, cool, that looks right, but it's not perfect. We don't want it to be quite as blobby. So now I'm going to hold Control and Alt on my keyboard, and that's going to remove from some of this mask that we've created. So we're going to just clean that up. Pretend this looks hunky-dory, amazing, fantastic, beautiful, gorgeous. So now I need to decide what color I want this to be. I kind of want to just make it kind of crazy. I'm going to do red. So I'm going to go over here and, drag this around. Now I'm also going to go down to my masking tool right here. I'm going to inverse this mask. You can also invert your mask by holding Control-I on your keyboard. Anything that's light colored is unmasked, and that's what your program is going to want to fill. So now that we have this light, we're going to click Fill Object. There we go. See, maybe that's a little bit too blurry right there, so I'm going to undo it. I'm going to click Sharpen Mask. There. So now let's say we want to do the inside of the mouth, or maybe the teeth. Now, my model isn't symmetrical, so I'm going to go ahead, transform, and turn off symmetry, and I'm going to just do this by hand. I'm going to just color my toofy woofies, and invert, and make that white. Just solid white. Bam. Now let's say I wanted to, go crazy. We're going to stop messaging me. I'm busy right now. Stop it. Let's say I want to color pick. So if you already have a color on your model and you want to continue to use that model, you can click on your color guy right here, drag it, and it'll activate color pick mode. So I can pick the tan, I can pick the white, I could pick the red. I could even pick like kind of in between if I go in there and find that. But that's how you color pick. But yeah, you would just, fill it however you want, color it, go crazy. Now let's say you want to add some blush. I'm going to activate symmetry. I'm going to do these cheeks. When you do blush, you don't paint it on your face like this. It's kind of silly. So you can also go to blur mask and tap that and it'll blur it. Then we'll invert it, make it kind of a pink, and fill it. You use masking for all sorts of stuff in this program. So it's not sharp enough, sharpen mask. It's too big, shrink mask. Shrink, 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 sharpen, sharpen, sharpen. Grow, 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 grow. Sharpen, sharpen, sharpen. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. But there we go. Now I have some color on my model. I know how to color it. And you can do whatever you want. You can go just bananas. Just go freaking insane. Go absolutely bonkers. You did it. I'm proud of you. That's all I know how to do. Have fun.